So I'm in the middle of lunch, but I'm, having a working lunch. So apparently, Victoria Ward is a deputy royal editor for the UK Telegraph, which unfortunately is behind a paywall. So I can't really, read her article. But we have here how Britain's bid for Invictus Games puts the royal family in a difficult spot. Would the Duke and Duchess of Sussex both come and bring their children, and how would King Charles and Prince William react? That's a very, very interesting title and subtitle. I mean, what is the difficult spot that the Invictus Games puts the royal family in? Well, maybe that's not even a question. I mean, my big question is why is the UK bidding to host the Olympics, the Invictus Games in the first place? Like, Harry is supposed to be public enemy number one, right? You wanted nothing to do with him, and most certainly you want nothing to do with his wife as a general rule. There are exceptions, obviously. This is not a monolith. But all the powers that be seem to concur that they are not wanted. I mean, certainly all of these papers, the Telegraph, the Mirror, the Express, the Daily Mail, the Sun. I've become such an expert on UK papers. It's amazing. I don't even know French papers or American papers, but all these UK papers, right? If you can call them that. And so they all seem to concur that, Harry is a problem and Meghan most definitely is off the charts. I mean, problem does not really capture what she is, right? And yada, yada, yada. And here they are bidding to host the Invictus Games. So there's something I don't understand, and probably a lot more than just two, things that I don't understand. But what's in it for the UK to host the Invictus Games? It's very, very peculiar, isn't it? I mean, why would they want anything to do with that? Because it's going to mean that Harry and Meghan have to come to England, first of all, right? I imagine they're spending millions of dollars to bid on these games. What are they hoping to achieve and to get out of it? It's very bizarre. They're like obsessed. These people are obsessed with Harry and Meghan. It's like a weird thing. It's a weird, weird obsession, honestly. But the second aspect of this weirdness is this woman's mention of these people's children. Would the Duke and Duchess of Sussex both come? Well, that's one thing, both come and bring their children. So they know Harry's going to come if it's the Invictus Games, but they really want to know is Meghan coming and are they bringing their children? I would imagine they'd be quite content if Meghan does not come, but Harry comes and brings the children so that they can get to see them, compare them unfavorably to William and Kate's children, and give them a complex for the rest of their lives. God forbid Archie should act up or, make this the kind of gestures that Louis makes in public, covering his mother's mouth angrily, making these very strange, aggressive motions, which, okay, when you saw it the first and second and third time, you say, oh, he's just four and he doesn't know any better. But, then you hear all kinds of stories and, people, speculating. And then you wonder, wait a second, why does this child behave like this? Has he seen adults behave in this way, where he's behaving with his mother? Can you imagine if Meghan and Harry brought Lily and Archie did that to Meghan with the same expression on his face? Can you imagine what the heck would happen in the press? The number of photographs and all the angles that the photographers would get of these kids and what they would be saying about Archie and Meghan's parenting, the way that Louis behaved in public at least 2 or 3 times with his mother. It was unbelievable. One time I saw him cover his mother's mouth and, just pointed at her in a way that was like, I was like, what? But I didn't want to judge a 4-year-old, and I still don't. But now I wonder, has he seen that behavior mirrored by an adult or adults, plural, behind closed doors? I don't know. But this idea of Victoria Ward, wondering aloud, whether the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will bring their children is very, very disturbing to me, very scary, very concerning. It makes me anxious. If I were the parent, especially the mother, I would be very anxious. Why do you want to see my children so bad? Why do you want them there so bad? What difference does it make? These are children. This is an Invictus Games of adult athletes who lack, you know, full mobility, right? And it has nothing to do with a 4-year-old, right? And a 2-year-old. Why is it so important that I bring my children into this environment? Okay, maybe I will bring my children into this environment, but that's my decision. And ultimately, you wait and you see what happens. You don't start in advance to, you know, ponder whether I will bring my children. What do my children have to do with any of this? What do you have in store for my children? What are you cooking up for my children? What will happen to my children, especially now that you have successfully prevented my husband, I'm speaking as if I'm Megan, from getting security from the UK police when we visit the UK. I believe that's what I understood. Correct me if I'm wrong, that Harry did not win his lawsuit to get security. And they all know this. So why are they all sitting there wondering at the delicious prospect of Meghan and coming and bringing her children? What is in it for these people, for Archie and Lily to come to England under these set of circumstances? It's very, very curious. And how will King Charles and Prince William react? I mean, assuming King Charles even has energy to react, I'm sure that he'll be happy to see his grandchildren. We can only hope. Although my sense is that he doesn't really think of it that way. Oh, these are my grandchildren and da 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 da. You know, I don't think he really I don't think he really thinks of it that way. I don't think he cares. I think that I shouldn't say that I don't think he cares, but I don't think it's a priority in his life. I mean, if he sees them, he sees them. And if he doesn't see them, he doesn't see them. He's indifferent. And frankly, indifference sometimes is worse than hate. You know, indifference is sometimes worse than hate. It's just, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn is a lot worse than I bleeping hate you. Because at least I bleeping hate you means that there's some passion there, there's some feeling, right? And I don't, frankly, my dear, give a damn. It's like you could care less whether I live or die, right? So, in some sense, I feel like King Charles is indifferent to Lily and Archie, and he could care less if he sees them again. But I digress. This is really about Victoria Wood. What is in it for her? What is her obsession with Lily and Archie coming to England? What does she know that we don't know?